1000 edition of Raw. Honestly, it was one of the best and bone-chilling moments I had seen in Raw's 999 episode history. And honestly, right now, the time has never been more evident to have The Undertaker versus Kane at WrestleMania 29. You've dropped the ball in past years. You dropped the ball in 2010 with the old school feud. Have the feud between The Undertaker and Kane, with Kane having his mask, and have Kane be the guy to end the streak of The Undertaker. Please, Jesus, finally have this happen. With everything that happened in the 1000 edition of Raw, from weddings to championship matches to the reunions of DX and the Brothers of Destruction, have this match happen at WrestleMania 29. It's what wrestling fans want to see, and for once, please listen to your fans. Please have The Undertaker versus Mask Kane at WrestleMania, with Kane ending The Undertaker's streak. And with the Blu-ray being released of The Undertaker's 20-year streak at WrestleMania, this is an appropriate time to finally have The Undertaker's streak be put in a grave where it's deserving of being. I have said time and time again, you needed an appropriate opponent for The Undertaker to lose his streak to and cough it all up to, and right now he has an appropriate opponent in Kane, especially where Kane has nothing going for him right now. With the unveiling of AJ being the Raw General Manager, once again, unpredictability really was evident. I wasn't expecting this to be the conclusion of the wedding, leading up to The Rock coming out and announcing that he'll compete at the 2013 Royal Rumble. AJ being the Raw General Manager, this could devastate the Raw ratings. This could allow WWE to lose a lot of their fans, but once again, the unpredictability factor is there. I love the idea of AJ being the General Manager of Raw. I was expecting somebody more huge to be announced as the Raw General Manager, especially because of it being the 1000th edition of Raw. During the wedding, AJ allows that she said "I do" to another man rather than Daniel Bryan. Here comes Vince McMahon, and I'm there saying to myself, what in the fuck are they doing? Then Vince McMahon announces AJ as the Raw General Manager, and I was left, at a loss for words. I really didn't know what to say about that, and I'm really uncertain as to what direction both Raw and SmackDown are headed in now, because AJ is not only the Raw General Manager, but the SmackDown General Manager as well. What kind of things will she do to change Raw for Raw 1001, Raw 1002, and every episode thereafter? What kind of things will she do for SmackDown after SmackDown was left General Managerless for quite some time? That remains to be seen, and I hope that she benefits the ratings and really has unpredictability affiliated with herself for quite some time to come. I really wasn't expecting the Raw General Manager to be unveiled at the conclusion of the Daniel Bryan AJ wedding, and that really took me off guard. I'm sure it took a lot of radio shows and columnists off guard. And if you're writing about AJ being unveiled as the Raw General Manager, if you're writing about it for your written column or talking about it on your radio show, I can't say that I blame you for talking about it, because this has got to be the hottest thing since the unveiling of the NXT show for the first time back in 2010. This has got to be something that a lot of unpredictability is going to be affiliated with for quite some time. And if they keep AJ as the Raw General Manager and the SmackDown General Manager for a substantial amount of time, I hope they do it in an effective way, because this is one thing that can go south quicker than time. And I really don't know what to say about it, because it was one of the most shocking things that happened on the 1000th edition of Raw. Top to bottom, it was an incredible show, but AJ being the General Manager of both Raw and SmackDown really shocked me and really left me at a loss for words. And only time will tell where AJ takes Raw and SmackDown now after being unveiled as the permanent General Manager of Raw and SmackDown. It was an effective way of leading up to The Rock coming out and saying that he's going to be competing on the 2013 Royal Rumble card against whoever the champion is. But AJ being the Raw and SmackDown General Manager, I don't know. I wanted AJ's career to head in a prosperable direction, but really having the Raw General Manager and the SmackDown General Manager at the same time makes for a combustible couple of editions of Raw and SmackDown over the next couple of months. So it's very uncertain right now what direction both Raw and SmackDown are headed in. And apart from that, seeing all the legends on the 1000 edition of Raw really added to the show. Seeing legends we hadn't seen in seemingly forever, from Vader to Diamond Dallas Page to Rikishi even, as part of the list of legends that had a problem with Heath Slater, who was defeated by Lita on the 1000 edition of Raw after all the legends were involved in a no disqualification, no countout match to allow Lita to win. After several of them hit their finisher on Heath Slater and made an embarrassment out of him, as they have been doing over the last several weeks to promote the 1000th edition of Raw. I think it was great seeing all these legends work together, from Roddy Piper to Vader to Rikishi. It was fantastic seeing all these legends have a considerable role on Monday Night Raw. All the legends were brought back in an effective way. And really, I see Heath Slater being the one that benefits from all of this. I see his career turning around 160 degrees because he's been being made a fool out of over the last several weeks, and I see him getting a bit of a win streak from all of the embarrassment he's been inflicted of over the last number of weeks. I wouldn't be surprised if Heath Slater is a number one contender for the Intercontinental title after all this happens and he turns into a babyface, because honestly, the treatment he's been a victim of on the behalf of a lot of the legends has been uncalled for. He's one of the hottest commodities in WWE right now, similar to Darren Young and Titus O'Neil, who have yet to win a tag team title, and Heath Slater has yet to win a singles championship. He's in the same boat. But right now, I see Heath Slater's career turning around 160 to 180 degrees, and him eventually becoming a future Intercontinental or United States champion and getting a bit of a win streak for himself. That's what the guy needs after being victim of a lot of embarrassment over the last several weeks on the behalf of Sid, Vader, Rikishi, Bob Backlund even. Legends we haven't seen in forever, legends we thought at some point in our lives were dead. I think his career really needs to get a bit of momentum on the side of it after being a victim of all this embarrassment. But seeing all these legends back on the behalf of WWE and Heath Slater was great, and a very effective way of promoting Raw from week to week. Having the element of surprise as to what legend we're going to see this week on Raw was a whole lot of fun. You know, I wasn't expecting returns of Vader and Sid by any means, and it was just so fun seeing Vader and Sid the same way they were back in the late 90s. It seemed like they hadn't missed a step. It seemed like they hadn't changed one bit. The only thing that seemed to me very evident was the fact Sid had gotten a bit shorter than he was back in the early 90s when he was infused with Shawn Michaels and Vader over the top contention or to the WWE Championship. It was awesome seeing all these legends come back, and it brought back a lot of memories. It was a trip down memory lane, if anything, for me, and it really added to the 1000th edition of Raw. And as I said here earlier in the show, seeing new talented stars get the opportunity to work with legends is always a tremendous opportunity, and it was fun seeing all these legends back for the first time in years, and I hope we get the chance to see them for editions of Raw to come in the future. Shows 1001, 1002. I'd go for seeing Vader anytime on Monday Night Raw, and I hope they're not back just to promote the 1000th edition of Raw. I hope they're back more often, and I hope we get a chance to see more legends work with more new talented stars for the months to come, especially in years like 2013 and 2014. I hope legends don't stray away from the WWE, because it was so much fun seeing them involved with the 1000th edition of Raw and coming together to promote the 1000th edition of Raw in such an effective way. With Raw now reaching this milestone, I guess the only milestone left for them to surpass are 2,000 shows, which will take them another 19 and a half years to reach. And over the next 1,000 editions of Raw leading up to the 2,000th edition, I venture to say potentially anything could happen. But over the last 1,000 editions of Raw, there have been so many moments, so many memories that I can't even begin to name because there have been so many of them. A lot of them have involved Austin and McMahon, Austin and The Rock, The Undertaker, Shawn Michaels, Triple H, the Generation X. A lot of them have involved legends who haven't been seen or heard from in years, like Bret Hart or Sid, or Stone Cold Steve Austin, or Diamond Dallas Page, or Vader, whoever in the hell you can come up with. Because Raw has provided us with so many memorable moments over the last 19 and a half years, and the 1000th edition of Raw was very effectively distributed, and I hope WWE Raw reaches 2,000 shows, because that's a milestone that I venture to say nobody's ever going to surpass. 1,000 editions of one show is a lot, and I don't think anyone's going to surpass over 1,000 editions, and I don't think any show is going to amount what Raw has amounted to over the last 19 and a half years. They've been on USA Network, they've been on Spike TV, they have been on USA Network again, they have been featured on NBC with the return of Saturday Night's Main Event. They have reincarnated several WCW pay-per-views, but they'll never redistribute Monday Night Raw in a way like they have over the last 19 and a half years. You can never reproduce a show like Monday Night Raw, and it'll never be done. On January 11th, 1993, Raw began a tradition that is still being felt in homes by millions of fans each Monday night. And with the expansion of Raw from 2 to 3 hours and the beginning of the 3-hour era now beginning in WWE, it opens the door for a lot of unpredictable things to happen and more action than ever before. It gives WWE fans more to look forward to every week now with a 3-hour program being produced on the behalf of WWE with their new signature, their new look, their new entrance theme. It looks fantastic, and it looks like a fantastic way to begin the 3-hour era of Monday Night Raw. And I hope it continues to be more effective every single week, and I, for one, am looking forward to finding out what direction it heads in, and I hope it's a profitable direction, if anything. I was a bit skeptical on the 3rd hour being added to the Monday Night Raw program after it being 2 hours for about 15 years. But I guess, all good things come to an end, and we're going to have to wait and see how the 3rd hour benefits Monday Night Raw. Hopefully it'll benefit it more than it takes away, and definitely the 3rd hour is going to take away from Monday Night Raw in the way of, 3 hours is going to be excruciating for a lot of wrestling fans who are used to watching a 2-hour program who aren't used to this 3rd hour. And Monday Night Raw is going to feel like watching Nitro in the last few years of WCW for a lot of fans. It's going to bring back a lot of memories, and I hope it adds a lot of unpredictability to Monday Night Raw rather than take away a lot from Monday Night Raw, which it could potentially do and result in Raw going back from 3 to 2 hours, like we saw Nitro do on the last few years of WCW. But I hope that Monday Night Raw definitely prospers from this 3rd hour and uses it to benefit the product.